この間なんかテレビの討論番組から電話がかかってきまして、この LGBT の知識を学校教育で教えるべきかどうかっていうことに対しての意見をくださいというふうに言われまして、私は当然そんなものは必要ありません。
それはそうですね。
はいって言ったらなんて言われたかというとですね、その同性愛の子供は普通に正常に恋愛ができる子供に比べて自殺率が6倍高いんだと、それでもあなたは必要ないって言うんですかみたいなことを言われまして、私はそれでも優先順位は低いし。
When I was in junior high school, I realized that I was bisexual. It felt normal for me to love all genders, but to be honest, I feel like I was in trouble. I couldn't tell anyone. Most people in Japan keep it a secret. This is because of a prejudice from society. They do not want to be treated better or worse. They just want to be treated as they are. We need to get used to each other by interacting more. See you at Rainbow Festa, where the invisible become more colorful.
After hearing those speeches from Japanese high school students, I was inspired to make this video. I want to share with you Japan's attitude towards the LGBTQ+ community, as well as the experiences of real people here, both Japanese and foreign. I contacted a number of people. Their responses informed this video.
Today we are at Rainbow Festa in Osaka, Ogimachi Park. A lot of Japanese people just don't even know that people are gay or lesbian, trans, asexual. They don't have any idea, a lot of people, and so having this exposure is really important for Japanese culture.
I think LGBTQ+ people are the subject of laughter in Japan. If you've ever seen Japanese comedy TV, then it's easy to see why. It's either straight guys dressed up in women's clothing, or gay people in women's clothing. When this is the only visibility the LGBT community gets in mainstream media, it reinforces the stereotype.
I think the best way is to prove that we're normal people like this, but not just like crazy drag queens or gay celebrities on TV. We need to show that there are normal people in Japan who live normal lives, want to have relationships where they can get married, but they can't yet. So we need to just show that normal people lead normal lives and can be LGBT, whatever.
Now at least there is a very popular TV host called Matsuko DX. She often shares very smart opinions and is playing a huge role to show gay people don't just do crazy things to get some laughs. But basically, we are treated like abnormal human beings. It's still conservative in Japan, but it's getting better. I think I luckily have good family and friends. Friends thanked me for telling them. I have become myself more than ever before. Being myself is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I strongly believe that. Unfortunately though, this isn't the case everywhere in Japan. I haven't come out to friends or family because in Japan, people just don't come out. Until I realized that I am gay, I didn't even know what gay is. So I think everyone else also doesn't know what that means. I've wished I wasn't gay before. I couldn't talk about that to anyone, and it's too much to hold on to by myself. It is not difficult to keep your sexuality a secret, since Japanese people don't like to know other people's business. For ALTs, it's so hard to keep it a secret. People interrogate you constantly on your relationship status and tell you how excited they are for your inevitable wedding to a Japanese woman. Being gay doesn't even seem to be an option. Being non-binary is a whole different playing field. I don't expect the world to cater to me, especially as a foreigner in a different country, but for my own gender dysphoria, it's so hard to be hit with miss at work. It's very hard to meet queer women in my little slice of Kyushu. Most of the LGBT+ nightlife is targeted at cis men. Outside of Tokyo, it's so hard to find an LGBT+ space for women. I didn't want to make friends or be around people who didn't support me for who I am, so I decided to be open about my sexuality. I wasn't open about my sexuality to students or teachers. I didn't think it was particularly important for them to know. Straight Japanese teachers won't tell their students about their relationships, so I was never about to. Also, I didn't want it to open me up to scrutiny from parents who don't want their child being taught by a gay. My closest Japanese coworker also told me he doesn't like gays and didn't offer an explanation when I asked. That was a pretty good deterrent for coming out at school. When it comes to random people I meet on the street, or in bars or cafes or wherever, I'm usually pretty open. It's fun to gauge the reaction, and it allows people to meet a real LGBT person. In my experience, most Japanese people acknowledge that LGBT people exist, but are reluctant to have a conversation about it. ALTs being open at work will obviously increase awareness and change some people's perspectives, but Japan as a country needs to make sure people feel safe enough to do so. It's so hard for Japanese LGBT high school students to be open, maybe because they just started learning about LGBTQ+ people. This video was not made to pressure ALTs into being open or not about their sexuality at school. Of course, this is a very personal decision. This video is simply here to lay out the situation as it is, for potential or new ALTs or anyone else interested to learn. My personal opinion is that the JET program is, at its core, about cultural exchange. In most of the countries we come from, the attitude towards the LGBTQ+ community is vastly more progressive than in Japan. As cultural ambassadors, we have the chance to show our students that being LGBTQ+ is not wrong, to show Japan that homosexuality is not a Western import, as some believe. I'm not saying you should rock up to school every day in a rainbow unitard. Just, if you feel comfortable with it, consider being yourself. To show your students who are struggling that they are not alone, and offer them a glimpse at a future where they too can simply be themselves.
All humans only feel incompatibility with new idea in the beginning. To get rid of the mental barrier, we just needed to get used to the new notion. That's why I'm making a speech here. I want you to know of our existence. I have someone who will accept me. That is my great confidence. I want you to be the source of someone's confidence too.